Hello, guys. Welcome to a new episode of the Commerce Lab. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy. And today we will bring you a very interesting topic. It's going to be around how to do product research using Pinterest. Yes, you heard right, Pinterest. Actually, Helium10 just released a new tool that allows you to find trends within Pinterest. And today we're going to be covering the tool and how we can use those insights when it comes to product research. Before we jump into today's topic, I would like to remind you to please like, share, and subscribe to this channel and all our podcast channels. You can also leave your honest feedback around all the content we are bringing you out there so we can learn what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong, fix it, and bring you the best content that we can put out there to help you scale your brand on Amazon. So let's get started with today's topic. So as you can see from my screen, I have Helium 10 open. And as you can see in front of me, there is a tool that now allows you to do research on Pinterest. The nice thing of this tool is that I'm pretty sure the Pinterest method is something that a lot of people has been discussing lately. So it's not something completely new when it comes to the method of manually finding trends and then finding an idea to bring into fruition when it comes to a product research. But with this tool, it saves you tons of time. It gives you tons of data to make also educative decisions, and at the same time it gives you actually random ideas without you having to do the manual work and finding those initial ideas in the first place. So how do you find this tool? You're going to jump into your Helium 10 portal, as you can see right here on my screen, and you're gonna see in your dashboard this new section that allows you to do a keyword research, but also says what's trending on Pinterest. So that's why maybe a lot of people is not seeing that tool yet, because it's a tool that is appearing mainly on the dashboard at the moment. So how do we use this tool and why it's important to use it? So first, I'm going to explain why it's key to jump into Pinterest when it comes to doing product research, and then we're going to jump in the actual technical usage of the tool. The reason why Pinterest is so powerful when it comes to product research is because most of the time you're going to find proof of concept, designs in terms of samples, also people talking about specific designs in terms of what they want, but they can't find it on the market. So it's basically an idea vault that you can explore of products that haven't touched the market, but there is already an interest when it comes to keywords and people looking for that type of product in the first place. That's why it's so powerful, because Pinterest is a place where people like to exchange ideas, where people get feedback out of it. There's people that basically talk about improvements on specific products in the market, but they can't find it. So you can grab those ideas and also the trend around those niches and make sure you bring a product to cover that offering in Amazon. So how do we use the tool? So as I already mentioned, you're gonna go to the dashboard, you're gonna see your Pinterest box in the dashboard. And the nice thing of this tool is that, first of all, before we get started, I need to mention that this is for the US market only, but I'm pretty sure in the coming months they're gonna roll out that to the for other markets as well. So the nice thing of this tool is that actually it gives you random ideas of keywords that are already performing in terms of being trendy in Pinterest, right? So most of the time you need to go to Pinterest, do the whole manual work of finding a product, right? But here it's completely automated. Like I can just keep rolling the wheel, right, until I find a keyword that I like. So let's say, for example, quinceañera teams. You can click open in Pinterest, and you're gonna be able to see the information around that keyword and also the metrics when it comes to the demand and also potential designs around the keyword. So the first thing that you also want to take in consideration is that once you are in here, you're going to be limited again within USA, UK, and Canada. But once you identify your market here, this is a scale. It goes from 0 to 100. This actually is not an actual search volume. It's more like a score that they give in terms of trends. And you can see how the quinceañera decorations have been trending a lot in the last year. It went from under 20. Now we are around 50, 60 mark, right? So basically almost 5 times what it was a year ago. So first, it allows you to see that, so you already can get an idea that people is looking for that type of keyword, right, on Pinterest. The second thing that you can do is that you can jump straight down and you can see some designs, right? So you can start having a look at what is trendy when it comes to quinceañera designs, right? So for example, you can click on one of the pins, which is basically posts in Pinterest, and you can have ideas of already designs or things that are people uh, pretty much posting around that specific niche, right? So once you are in here, you're gonna be able to grab some ideas. Like for example, let's say you like a specific type of table set or table decoration. Like for example, let's have a look at this one. This is a quinceañera package, and have a look at this. They actually, most of the time, you're gonna find a lot of them are linked to Etsy. Why Etsy? Remember, guys, Etsy is a place where things are handmade, and a lot of the times you're gonna find products in here that they haven't reached the mass production phase yet. So that means you could potentially reach out to these manufacturers, which you can easily do by scrolling down, and you can see send a message to this seller and you can come to an agreement. I mean, this is so powerful because I met a client that what he did was just that. He was able to cut all his production from Asia. And now he produced within the USA. He cut all the nightmare that you guys are seeing right now when it comes to logistics. So it's super powerful. You can find manufacturers within your country because actually it allows you to filter manufacturer based on also location. And actually, if you scroll down, you're gonna see that if you click on this example of the seller, it tells you how the shipments are done, where are the base. They are based in Texas, United States. So, I mean, that's a huge advantage when it comes to producing in the States rather than producing in Asia and cutting all the shipment fees. Because when you even add up the most expensive manufacture process, still is it makes sense for you to move the manufacturing from Asia to the States. Now, moving back to the actual tool itself, rather than just looking at the keyword that you came in the first round from Helium10 and the designs, they also give you seed keywords that relate from the initial keyword. So you started with quinceañera themes. You can also find, for example, quinceañera decoration, enchanted forest quinceañera, and you get the idea. You can actually go more in depth and explore other micro niches, right? And the nice thing is that as you add the keywords, you can actually compare what are the actual competition between these niches and choose the one that makes the most sense for you, right? So in this case, let's say we choose quinceañera teams. What you can do is then go back to Helium10 and you can click search, right? So once you click search, it's gonna give you the search volume for that product and the amount of competing products on that keyword. You can go even further and expand this into magnet, right? This is where the fun stuff really comes into play, because when you bring this into magnet, you can actually go a lot in depth when it comes to the metrics and really understanding if the keyword has a potential or not when it comes to the actual demand of the keyword, right? So we're gonna click that and we're gonna open the keyword on magnet. Sometimes if you see not loading automatically, that's totally fine. You can just copy the keyword and you can paste it in here, right? And we can get the keywords. And basically what you can do from here is start analyzing the actual search volume of the keyword rather than in Pinterest within Amazon, and start seeing if there is an actual demand and there is actually a market for you to jump in. Because again, Pinterest can show you something in terms of trend and demand, but when it comes to Amazon, if there isn't actually people looking for that product, what's the point, right? So once you use magnet, you're gonna be able to see all the metrics and then get an educated guess, I mean, based on all the metrics when it comes to if it makes sense or not to sell this product on Amazon. So the keyword is already loaded in here, and we can see that we get over 3,000 keywords that relate to this product keyword, and we actually can order in search volume, right? And of course, you're gonna get a lot of keywords that are not really relevant to what you're looking for. So what I would advise you to do is you're gonna take one of the main keywords, which for sure is gonna be quinceañera, and you wanna filter that out in the phrases containing. So you can see how we went from over 3,000 to actually 400 keywords. Once we come in here, we also want to make sure we are looking for the specific type of product. Like for example, when we were in Pinterest, we saw that a lot of the products coming up are decorations and packages. So you can see here coming up things around the dresses, uh, which realistic is not what we're saying. So to make sure we filter that even further, you're gonna go to the phrases again, and you're gonna put in this case the decoration, right? And you're gonna click apply filters. Once you do that, you need to put all so it makes is consistent. We found realistically 5 keywords that contain that, and you can see that the actual decoration quinceañera is not really high demand. So this already gives you an idea that the actual decoration, as we found on Pinterest and Etsy, is not realistic. It's something people are looking for. In fact, the search volume is even 0 here. And when we order by search volume, the only thing that we can realistically find is dresses, which is not what we're selling. Invitations, that's a potential ramification of a product. But then you can see definitely other ideas popping up. So this is where really the magic happens. We went from decorations, which is very broad, to now finding actual ideas. For example, here I found quinceañera party favors for guests. So this is such a long keyword, and this at the same time is such a niche market that's gonna give you a huge advantage for sure when it comes to finding a product, because it's such a niche product that you're gonna have a better chance when it comes to competing if the numbers make sense and you choose to launch it here. So for example, we can already see some ideas, like for example, bottle opener. This is more for wedding. So let's say we find something around quinceañera. So you can definitely see that people buying in here for sure are buying products that are related to wedding, but not the actual quinceañera, because there isn't any product that at the moment satisfy the need of quinceañera niche, right? So how do we get around that? Once you find a keyword like this that has a healthy search volume, which is around 2000, what you want to do is you want to open your Helium10 tool, right? And you want to basically analyze what is basically the sales around that keyword, right? So this is gonna give you a preliminary understanding if the actual keyword that we found actually makes sense when it comes to launching a product on this specific niche. So we're gonna wait for this one to load. Sometimes remember, depending on the category and the niche that you want to research using the Helium10 tool, it might take a bit longer. That's totally fine. So we open the tool. While that tool is being open, I'm gonna quickly jump back to the actual Pinterest tool. So in the Pinterest tool, for those of course hearing this content just in audio format, I would advise you to go back and see the video format as well, so you can have a deeper understanding of what I'm gonna explain next. Is that the very powerful thing of this tool is this wheel that I'm talking about in the actual dashboard, because it's going to allow you to keep finding random ideas, which these random ideas, of course, the reason why they are being suggested by you is because Helium10 is finding already that they have an upward trend when it comes to Pinterest, right? So make sure that you have a play with it, explore the keywords, go to Pinterest, and then you explore different keywords, you compare the different keywords, and then you can even explore the design ideas as I've been explaining so far. Okay, so now quickly doing a parenthesis, now that the Helium10 tool has loaded, we can see that there is definitely huge revenue when it comes to some listing on this keyword. Again, we will have to go more in depth when it comes to research, because we don't know if this revenue is actually being contributed mainly from this keyword or other keywords that are ranking organically that we don't know yet. But my point here is that you can definitely see how the power of this tool. We went from exploring quinceañera decorations, and then we ended up in quinceañera party favors for guests, and we can clearly see that the search volume is upward trend. That means more people is looking for it. But at the same time, the curious thing is that not a lot of people are actually optimizing the listings toward that niche. A lot of people are optimizing toward a wedding, and that is why a lot of people end up buying what is just showing on Amazon, because nobody's really going very strong when it comes to quinceañera team party favors for guests, right? So that's the power of this tool, guys. You can definitely use the keywords to then find ramification of those keywords using magnet, and then once you find those ramification, find holes in the market, such as this, where you can clearly see that most of the products dominating here are wedding related products, but there are not a lot of products related to quinceañera. So there is definitely a gap there in the market for you to explore. Now, to start concluding today's video, I would advise you that also whenever you do research in Pinterest, make sure that all the products that you're researching here, you analyze first of all that the trend is going upwards, and second of all, you also analyze products that have a direct link to Etsy if possible. Why do I say that? Because this product right here, right? If you go to Etsy, I'm gonna quickly load that up. You're gonna be able to see the reviews of those products, but not just that, you can see the sales, guys. This already a social proof for you, because what is the point of finding a design in Pinterest, right? Like for example, I'm pretty sure that if I click on here, you're gonna find a lot of things that are not even links to shops. They're just images themselves, right? So for example, this one, it's just a picture itself, right? And just ideas. This is good for getting ideas, guys, but this not the best part to validate an actual demand for a product. The best thing to do is look for these links that have a connection to a shop, to a Shopify, or even Etsy. I would always advise Etsy, because Etsy tells you the amount of sales. So you can see this guy has done almost 1,000 sales, has a ton of reviews, and you can already validate that there is a demand. Then you do the reverse engineering. You go to Amazon, use Magnet, you briefly go around the steps I already mentioned, and you can quickly go from a simple keyword and Pinterest trend idea that came from Helium10 to finding a micro niche and launching a product that has proven demand in Etsy, and you can bring it to Amazon if it's still not existing there. So that's it on a nutshell, guys. I mean, it's very simple. I know during the video I was a bit jumping around in terms of Pinterest, Etsy, and Magnet and all the tools, but yeah, it just gave me excited around all the things that you can do. That's why I wanted to make sure I cover everything on this video. Make sure that if something is not clear, drop any questions down in the comments, or reach out to me by email, or even remember that we give 30-minute free consultation to everybody that reach out to us. That's our basically gift for our community and people that follow us, to make sure that we can give you value. And for sure, if there is something that we can add to your business and be part of your journey, for sure we want to explore the opportunity together. So guys, thank you once again for supporting the channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. It helps a lot to keep reaching people like you, keep growing our community, and keep bringing a lot of content to all those Amazon sellers that are looking to scale their brand on Amazon. Finally, remember, all these videos are going to be available on all our channels and podcast channels. So feel free to also leave our honest feedback in there, so we can improve and make sure we bring the best that we can when it comes to content around Amazon and e-commerce. Thank you once again, guys. Take care, and definitely see you on the next one. Bye bye.